Fisherman saved a great white shark one day they met on the ocean. And there are thousands of creatures on this earth. Many are known to mankind, and there would be thousands that are still unknown. There is life above and below waters, and every creature have their own world and territory. Talking about the animals below water, some animals are very famous. Such different types of fish, dolphins, sharks, seahorses, and many more. The life below water is mysterious as well as amazing. You must have heard different stories related to animals who live below water that life had always been a source of attraction for humans. That's why you find a lot of research on water animals. There are different animals who live under the sea. The most common is known as the fish family, and the reason is we humans are fond of eating fish. It's not only a delicious meal but also very healthy. Besides fish, there are also many other creatures. Most of them are harmless, but some water animals are quite hazardous, and one such animal is the shark. The shark is one of the most dangerous animals living under the water. Sharks are so famous that you'll find many books, stories, and movies on the topic. You must have heard different stories about sharks and how precarious they are and how they attack human beings. Many movies have also been made on the same topic where sharks are depicted as humans' enemy. But when I say this is not real and these are all made-up stories, surprised, right? So the thing is that sharks are not that dangerous as they're perceived. If we look at the facts, we'll come to know that in the history of mankind, there are more deaths occurred because of the fall of coconuts as compared to shark attacks on humans. There are few such cases, but media and people have exaggerated it, and everyone thinks that sharks are very dangerous and they're humans' enemies. People are afraid of this predatory animal, but that's not the case always. These animals are very kind and harmless. If they're treated well, if you treat anyone badly, they'll retaliate, and the same goes for animals. You must be wondering why I'm emphasizing on sharks being harmless and innocent, because I'm going to tell you a story that will surprise you and will completely change your perception of these animals. This story will open so many doors on you, and you'll be compelled to think that how your behavior will change. Others, even they go against their nature, like the beautiful white shark did. In this story, you'll come to know that kindness and love is the most powerful thing on this earth, and with love and kindness, we can win anyone's heart. Love is the most powerful weapon on this planet. After listening to the story, you'll also come to know how powerful love and kindness is. The story is about a fisherman and his kind gesture towards an innocent creature that turned out to be an example for the world. Arnold was an Australian fisherman whose job it was to catch fish through fishing. He earned his living. Fishing was not only his job, but his hobby and passion. Fishing was something that made him happy and content. He used to take his boat and went on fishing in the sea. He used to spend hours in the sea to catch fish. Fishing always gave him happiness. He used to enjoy his profession, and that's why he's the best fisherman in the region. When you love your job, you do it with so much dedication and hard work that you become an expert at it. Same as the case with Arnold. He was one of the best famous fishermen in Australia. It was the usual day for Arnold when he was out fishing. He wanted to catch some good fish that day, and he went really far in the sea. He had a boat which he specifically used for boating. The boat had all the tools and equipment that were required for boating. On that sunny and bright day, he was boating in the sea searching for fish that suddenly he saw some huge thing in the sea. He couldn't figure out what it was. At first he got scared and hesitated to go near that huge thing, but then his curiosity made him go there. When he reached there, he noticed something different. At first he thought that some fish might be caught in the net, but he got surprised when he saw that there were no fish but something else. When he went closer, he was staggered to see a huge shark caught in the net. The shark was about 5.5 meters long. He'd never seen such a huge animal in his life, and that to a shark. Arnold had heard stories about sharks' brutality. He was afraid to go closer to it because he thought that shark would attack him. But at the same time, he wanted to help the poor animal. Arnold was a very kind-hearted person. He couldn't see the shark in this condition, and he decided to help. The shark was in pain and was struggling to go out from the net. Somehow it was difficult for the poor animal, and all her efforts were wasted. Arnold got so upset when he saw the shark in such condition. He wanted to help her, but he wasn't sure how he could set her free. He was thinking of the ways how he could save the shark. What could be the possible ways to set the animal free? How can he do this in his limited time? Not only time, resources were also limited. At that moment, he was so confused. He wanted to save the shark and set her free in the sea again. He couldn't figure out how sometime, but he was determined and didn't want to leave the shark there alone. He was thinking that what if he goes and someone else comes and takes the shark with them, or they could also kill her. At first, he thought that he'd jump into the water and cut the net, but that was risky as it was a predatory animal and it could attack him at any time. He couldn't call anyone for help. At least he got all his courage and took the boat closer to the net, while thinking how he could save the shark. Suddenly, he recalled that he had a long iron stick in the boat which he had kept for fishing. The iron stick was a blessing in disguise for him. That was the only tool that he could use to get the shark out of the net. He decided to use that stick to set the animal free. He went closer to the net and tried to set the shark free. He took some time, but finally he succeeded in his mission. The shark was free and could go back in the water. At that time, Arnold was so happy. He was happy that the animal would go back to its world. But what happened next was very surprising. Instead of going into the water, the shark started to follow Arnold's boat. She followed him in the sea and even to the sea coast. Arnold wasn't able to understand. What does that mean? And why is the shark following him? He got scared as well, but the gestures of the shark were so kind and loving that all his fears vanished. He realized that the shark doesn't want to harm him. A few days after the incident, when Arnold again went fishing, he saw the same shark following him everywhere in the sea. Now the fisherman was sure that the shark wanted to thank him, and this is possibly her way of thanking him for saving her life. The shark had delivered the message that she was thankful for the fisherman's kindness and that she's fond of him. It was kind of paying tribute to its well-wisher. It was a routine for Arnold. After that, whenever he'd go fishing, the shark would follow him all the time because the shark would always be around the Arnold's boat. Other fish and creatures would run away from there because of the presence of the shark, and Arnold couldn't catch anything that day. But he wasn't angry at all. He was, in fact, happy that he got a good and sincere friend in the sea. They both used to spend some time together and enjoyed each other's company. It might sound weird, but this is how everything happened. And it's possible because animals also have emotions and feelings, and they have their ways of expressing their love for others. The shark would only swim around Arnold's boat, but also used to jump. Whenever she'd see Arnold, she'd come close to the boat and would greet him. She even let the fisherman touch her nose. She would smile whenever she'd see the fisherman's boat. Those were such great and precious moments. This is how their friendship was, because of the shark. Arnold couldn't catch any fish, but he never got disappointed or angry because he had a friend now who would give him lots of happiness when he'd go in the sea. Fisherman and shark are still friends and they still meet on the sea and spend quality time. It's such a pure example of love and sincerity. It was not only the shark's love for the fisherman, but it shows how grateful she was and how much she felt obliged to or well wish her. This is a story of humanity and kindness. Arnold had kindness that he couldn't see the animal in this condition. He showed courage by helping her and setting her free, and it's the humanity that won the innocent animal's heart. As I already said, that you love. You can win anything with anyone. What can we learn from this story? The story has a special message for all of us. It says that we should always be kind to others. It was the kindness that had changed that wild animal's heart toward Arnold. Kindness can change the world. When you're kind towards others, you feel happiness. You feel that your heart is at peace. It reduces the stress and improves emotional well-being. When it has so many benefits, then why not be kind with others? Why not spread happiness and peace? It's a great opportunity for us to connect with others and build a stronger community. Let us promise today that we'll always be kind and will always spread love and happiness. Make this your rule and see how happiness and success follows you. Today's story was not only about the unusual friendship of a fisherman and a shark, but it was also about love. When your heart is filled with love, then you spread love everywhere. And believe me, the more you spread, the more you get. We hope that you've liked today's story. We always strive to bring you the mind-changing and surprising stories that have positive impact on your life. So if you want to get updated regularly with such stories, don't forget to press the bell icon to get notifications about new uploads. Also press the like button because it encourages us, and your encouragement keeps us motivated. Prayers for you all. Stay happy and healthy. We'll see you soon with another story. Take care and we'll meet in the next story. Till then, keep supporting us.